Are you thinking of doing your ACCA in 2026? I'll tell you something very interesting. You know, the ACCA qualification is undergoing a significant change in 2027, where the ACCA is adding some very new age modern topics like artificial intelligence, sustainability, data analytics, and innovation to the entire curriculum. Which means that if you start your ACCA in 2026, you are going to be a part of one of the most future ready curriculums that there ever is. So who can do ACCA in 2026? Guys, वैसे तो अगर आप एक 10th क्लियर स्टूडेंट है तो आप अपनी ACCA जर्नी शुरुआत कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जनरली इंडिया में हम रेकमेंड करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को कि अगर आप 12th के बाद करें तो वो आइडियल टाइम है टू डू इट, ठीक है? सो वेयर कैन ACCA टेक यू? You know, ACCA is like the new MBA, I would say, because I think it's a stunning qualification when it comes to business and finance. And the qualification trains you for a host of technical skills which ensure that you're able to do a host of jobs. So what can you do as an ACCA? So number one, if you're looking at jobs in financial reporting or global accounting, if you're looking at jobs in auditing, whether as an internal auditor, you want to work in stat audit teams or in forensic audit, you want to work in corporate finance, you want to work in management consulting, FP&A, which is financial planning and analysis, ESG, a very, very growing vertical for ACCA candidates. That's environmental and social governance. And I've also seen some ACCA students grab jobs in investment banking with some experience. So that's the kind of, domains that you can really get trained for. So now you could be somebody who is looking for a job after college. So let's say अगर आप एक 12th standard या first year student है और आपका गोल है यार मैं जैसे ही college खत्म करूँ ना, I should be able to get a job. ACCA will help you do that. Or you could be somebody who's, let's say, having a family business. Let's say your generations have a business and you want to go into that business with some new skills. आप चाहते हैं कि वो business में जाके आप उसको scale up करें, आप एक tech angle add करें. Again, ACCA is very well suited for family managed businesses. या you are somebody who wants to start your own business. So ACCA आपको वो business acumen देगा to be able to do it. Or you are somebody who wants to settle abroad. So आप UK जाना चाहते हैं, आप Emirates जाना चाहते हैं, you want to travel somewhere in the East like a Singapore or in Australia. ACCA is your passport to traveling because this is a qualification recognized in 179 plus countries. Or let's assume for a minute that you're just a graduate, you're a working professional, you're already working somewhere. Now you want to move up the ladder in your organization for which you need more skills. ACCA done alongside job works very well for candidates because it enriches you with newer technical and behavioral skills which you can go back and apply at your workplace. Now coming to the biggest question, what do ACCAs earn? इसमें सबको इंटरेस्ट होता है और होना भी चाहिए because ultimately you need to earn money, right? That's your goal. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, एक पर्सपेक्टिव देता हूँ. आपको पता अगर आप ACCA शुरुआत करते हो let's say after grade 12, assume आप सिर्फ एक BCom कर रहे हो and you don't have any additional degree or any additional skill. मैंने जनरली देखा है कि you can finish your ACCA in 2.5 or 3 years comfortably, and by the time you're done with your TY, your ACCA is done. At the age of 20, if you're an ACCA affiliate, usually I've seen students grabbing jobs of anywhere between 5 to 6 lakh of rupees. Okay, that's generally a comfortable segment, I would say. As soon as you start adding years of work experience and you add your 3 years of work experience and become an ACCA member, as they call it, mostly ACCA members would be in the job bracket of anywhere between 8 to 10 lakh of rupees. Okay, you're about 23, 24 by then. Now, between 20 and 24, with your work, you also have some time to pick up new skills. You could pick up a certification, you could pick up some additional qualification, which is also going to add to your CV. So by 23, 24, mostly I've seen candidates get comfortable between an 8 lakh to a 10 lakh kind of a setting. And trust me guys, that's very good because if I compare this with, students coming out of other qualifications, you're almost there. Talk to your friend who's done a chartered accountancy, right? If he or she is a ranker, they may be probably in a 12, 14, 15 lakh package. But if they are first attempt chartered accountants without a rank, they're about 8 to 10 lakh of rupees. And the average age you finish your CA is about 23, 24. Or talk to a friend who's, let's say, done an MBA. Of course, if they're coming from very premium B schools like an IIMA, etc. And by the way, to get there, they would also have some additional skills and qualifications. Then probably the packages would be upwards of 12, 15, 20 lakhs. But typically, any other B school, the packages are typically in the range of 8 to 12 lakh of rupees. So I think that ACCA is very well placed because it's you start early and you really reach and catch up pace very quickly with the other candidates coming for the other qualifications. Plus, if you ever decide to travel abroad, like you want to go to a Dubai or you want to go to a UK or you want to go to Singapore, I think ACCA members are paid very well only because the qualification has great acceptability with employers there as well. This way, I think, therefore, ACCA members start and then eventually thrive with the new age skills that they pick up. So what is the current structure of ACCA in 2026? Let's understand that. So वैसे तो ACCA divided into 3 levels. There's a knowledge level with 3 papers, as you can see on your screens, skills level with 6 papers, and professional level with 2 compulsory and 2 optional papers. And mostly papers, if you see, are around financial reporting, financial management, auditing, strategy and leadership. And you will see higher versions of each paper as the levels progress, again as you can see on your screens. Now, traditionally, if a child starts after 10th standard, they have to do all the 13 papers. But the good news is that if you start your ACCA after 12th standard, ACCA has tied up with 80 plus universities across India, where mostly if you're a BCom or a variation of BCom, you will be exempted from 5 papers. This means that you don't have to do a couple of papers, as you can again see on the screens, and you only need to write 8 papers because ACCA believes that 5 papers आपके college curriculum में covered है. Okay? Again, there are more exemptions available. If, let's say, if you're a graduate, you get 5 exemptions. If you're a CA inter, you get 6 exemptions. If you're a chartered accountant, you get 9 exemptions, and so on and so forth. If you're an MBA, also there may be additional exemptions. So basis where you are and basis what your existing qualification is, ACCA has got a very well-defined structure of what you don't need to do and what you need to do. Now, whoever you are and whatever your current status be, you can always reach out to us. People check for you and exactly tell you how many papers you need to give and what your journey can look like. Also, do you know that the ACCA exams are one of the most modern day exams, and I tell you why. अगर आप ACCA exams देखो तो सबसे पहले they happen 4 times a year, okay, which is March, June, September and December, and the ACCA encourages that you can look at one paper and attempt. You can look at more papers also, but if you do one paper and exam, you've got a lot of focus and concentration on that paper. Second, ये पूरे exams completely live online है, which means you're actually writing a paper the way you're going to do it at the workplace. You will see Excel drop downs, you will see Word document drop downs in your exam software. So you know what, the examiner is not focusing on यार आपका handwriting का quality कितना है, आपका length of the answer कितना है, जो typically हमारे Indian exams में या college exams में check होता है. Examiner आपका test कराए आपका articulation skills, आपका conceptual understanding, whether you can apply in situations or not, how do you think, your critical thinking, your decision making. So the examiner is really checking real life skills which your workplace is going to need, and that is why that makes the ACCA exams one of the most modern day exams in the world today. Now, what does 2027 in ACCA look like? Now, I told you at the start of the video that ACCA is introducing a lot of change in 2027 in their qualification, where they are making it very upbeat, very modern, very contemporary that 21st century employers want. Artificial intelligence, sustainability, innovation, data analytics. So there are newer papers that you can look at, and there are new ways of approaching it. ठीक है? हमारे पास एक detailed video है where we covered on what 2027 of ACCA and changes going to look like. So आप ये video देखने के बाद अगर interest रखते हैं तो वो video जरूर देखेगा. I'm putting the link in the description below. What's the cost to doing ACCA? अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ that ACCA is actually one of the most economical global qualifications in the world, क्या आप मुझे मानेंगे? I'll tell you how. ACCA करने के लिए there are 2 parts. One is what you pay the ACCA, and 2 is what you pay your approved learning provider. And I'll soon tell you what this approved learning provider is. For the minute, let's assume your coach, okay, who is guiding you. Now, what you'll end up paying the ACCA is, of course, a one-time registration fee. You need to pay an exemption fee for every paper that they exempt you from. And let's assume as a student, minimum आपको 5 exemptions हर बच्चे को मिलता है. So you need to pay exemption fee for 5 papers, which actually is a very high figure, okay? But I'm again going to tell you a hack soon of how that comes down. And of course, you'll pay for your exam fee. So if you're, let's say, writing 8 papers, you'll pay 8 paper exam fee. If you're writing lesser papers, जो भी आप papers देख रहे हैं उसका exam fee होगा. And they have something called as a student subscription. So every year, annually, you need to pay a sum to them for the number of years you're a student. So this is what you pay the ACCA in pounds. And you need to pay in Indian rupees to your coach, or of course whichever country you are studying in, जो भी आपका local currency है, and put together is your cost sheet for doing ACCA. ठीक है? Now, I'll tell you a couple of interesting ways in which you could make this super economical for you. You know, there are approved learning providers of a silver category, a gold category, a platinum category. Like Synthesis Learning, we're a platinum approved learning provider. And ACCA gives us certain discount coupons which we can use for students, okay? Now, when we use those coupons for our students, your registration fee comes down substantially. Your exemption fee, which otherwise would be a very heavy amount, in some cases is 0, in some cases it's almost discounted by 80%. And also, most of the times, your first year student subscription is waived off. That this put together can be almost a saving of upwards of 75 to 80,000 Indian rupees. Okay. And because of this, the entire cost of doing ACCA, at least at Synthesis Learning, we try to package in a figure of up to about 4.5 lakh of rupees. Okay. Which I think is very economical when I compare it to a lot of other courses. The ACCA gives you the flexibility to start work alongside, and most of our students are doing internships in-house in their last year of their qualification, which also means that you can actually fund your entire last year by yourself. Now, if you want to know more about what your cost sheet is going to be, what are the ingredients of cost, and how best you can plan your investments, you need to reach out to us. Now, how can we help with Synthesis Learning? Synthesis Learning is a Platinum Pro learning provider of the ACCA. Platinum is actually a feather in our hat because the ACCA, by giving us a Platinum status, gives us a testimony that this is one of the best in service, right? The ACCA, as a Platinum approved learning provider, our role is to give our students an entire ecosystem where we counsel them, we grill them and coach them so well that they clear their ACCA papers in the first go. We mentor them, and most importantly, we also help them get placed. So it's an entire end-to-end ecosystem, and students have done incredibly well and performed so well on global stage. As you can see on screens, many of our students secured global ranks, including All India Rank 1 last year. Our students have also got placed in some wonderful organizations in a host of roles, including financial planning and analysis, ESG, audit, investment banking, and corporate finance. Now, if you are thinking of joining the club, this is the right time. So you could be a student in your class 12 right now thinking that you want to start your ACCA after your board exams, or you could be in your undergraduate years, or you could be a graduate. What do you need to do? You need to call on the numbers below, and you need to book a one-on-one counseling session. Our counselors and mentors will help you carve out an entire ACCA journey for you. How many exemptions you get, where can you begin, how do you plan your exams, how do you save big on those ACCA costs which I spoke about, and most importantly, we'll help you connect with some of our ACCA alumni who've actually been there, done that, and probably been studied in the colleges that you're studying. So let's start your journey towards becoming a future-proof finance professional.